How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We are looking at Workhorse today because they had a pretty big dip, and I actually bought more shares. So I'm going to talk about why I did that. I'm going to talk to you about the drone information that was just released since yesterday. So I did a couple of videos yesterday on Workhorse, but a little bit has changed since then. So I want to cover that. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I've been responding to comments just a little bit delayed. So if you guys have those, let me know. Also, if you don't mind hitting the like button, I really appreciate that. Also, if you want those 3 free stocks through WeBull, they're doing this for another 3 days or so. So deposit $100, you can get 3 free stocks. And then if you refer someone else, you can get 5 free stocks if you refer someone else and they deposit $100 too. So just give them your code and you should be all set. So Workhorse went down to about $16 today, and we're down about 4.3% now. This is a pretty big move because we haven't seen this since late August when we started to spike up. And so far this month, it's been nothing but down from about $28 down about 41% or so. So this has not been great for Workhorse investors. However, I think there are a couple of things that are going on right now. First of all, we have not had news on the USPS contract. All we've heard is that it's getting delayed, and they've said a couple months ago even that there was going to be a delay and it would be end of year, but then some people said no, it's going to be end of September or end of fiscal year for USPS, but we haven't seen anything from them. So it's just going to be probably the next month and a half to 2 months. Now, I would think that they would do it a little bit before the end of the year just so that it's not around the holidays, but I could be wrong. Also, it would make sense not to have it right around election time because there's going to be a lot going on right then. So I think we'll probably see it between November, early to mid-November, and mid to late December. Now, I could be completely wrong. That's just my thinking on it. But we've seen the stock continuously go down. We've had a couple short sellers that have come out with reports. I just did a video yesterday talking about a short seller that came out at a Robinhood conference and how it caused the stock to go down pretty drastically. It went down about 7% in about an hour. So if you guys want to see that video, you can go look at it after this video. But today we are down about 4.5%, and we got down to $16 and about 3 cents where I saw it. And I added 5% of my position. So I added a couple more shares. So I won't tell you exactly how many because I tell my Patreon members that. So I did add some more shares. I added about 5% to my position. And I've talked about before, I don't have a huge position in this stock. Like, I don't feel comfortable with a huge position in any one speculative stock. My largest position is Facebook in individual stocks. So I feel like that is just a powerhouse that will do well pretty much no matter what. But with something like this, with Workhorse, it is very high risk, high reward. So I am comfortable kind of where my position is. But if it continues to dip, I will buy more, assuming we don't get any news on the USPS contract. So if we get news and we don't get the USPS contract, then I'm going to sell out and then maybe buy back in later. But I feel like there's going to be such a massive dip that will continue for days after we hear about that I think we would be in trouble, and maybe not it wouldn't be the smartest decision to hold on to it. But so far we've been going down really on no news from the company. And actually today we got a little bit of news about their drones. So I'll pull that up here. They submitted their formal application to the FAA for type certification of their horsefly delivery drone. So as we go down here, they submitted their formal type certification application to the FAA for its unmanned horsefly aerial system. So a type certification, they say, signifies the airworthiness of a particular category of aircraft according to its manufacturing design. From application to approval, the certification process takes about 12 to 24 months. We've talked about their horsefly system before, but it could do a lot for the business if they are able to integrate this into their trucks. So it would be a very good selling point for their business and for their vehicles. But they do have, the FAA has very stringent standards, so it's very hard to get this approved. There is a lot that goes on with the FAA and with these drone systems. I mean, there's a lot of risk between just hitting telephone wires, hitting trees, and hitting people and all that kind of stuff. With wind, there's a lot of different variables that you have to consider. So this is something that is difficult to actually get done. Now, if we look at what the CEO said, FAA type certification is the only path to scaling meaningful long-term commercial revenue operations in the US, and we believe our aerospace division is firmly on that path. We started developing our unmanned aerial system over 4 years ago and have come a long way in that time. Workhorse Aerospace has flown hundreds of live packages delivered in multiple states, with direct operating costs of the aircraft coming in at less than 3 cents per mile. That is amazing. 3 cents a mile drastically decreases the cost. Now, I will say, unless it is automatic, unless it's autonomous, it's going to be higher than that because these things don't move super quickly, at least at first getting up in the air. Once they get going, they can go pretty quickly, but who knows if they're going to fly them at their max speed over a certain distance. So they're still going to have to pay employees to fly these things. So I think it will come at higher than 3 cents a mile because they still have an employee working, but it's still cheaper than driving a vehicle. Package delivery integrated via drone represents a true step function improvement in terms of cost and efficiency. While there is much work ahead, this formal application is a milestone achievement for our team. We will continue to work diligently over the coming months as we progress through the various stages of the approval process. So I think this is good news. Of course, this doesn't mean that it's going to go through. We could see in a year to 2 years that they decline it, and I could see that being an issue, but this is kind of far off. This isn't why a lot of investors are investing with Workhorse, but this is just kind of a cherry on top. Some people are saying that this is baked into the price. I don't think that's the case. I mean, it's nice, and if something goes wrong with this, the stock will probably go down, but I don't think most of us are banking on this being a huge revenue stream anytime soon. I think most of us are just going for that USPS contract and are hoping for that. So I am planning on buying more if it keeps dipping, assuming that there's nothing bad that comes out. So if it goes down to $13, which I don't think it will, but if it does, I'll add 10%. I think that we will see a little bit of an increase towards the end of the year, and I've talked about this. I think that if we get close to the end of the year and the USPS has not announced the contract, that we will see an increase in price just because, first of all, there are a lot of people that are selling out because of the elections, right? They're nervous about the elections. They are trying to get out of the riskier stocks. A lot of other people are selling Workhorse just because it continuously goes down right now. A lot of people are selling it just because it goes down because of short sellers. So short selling is increasing in the stock. A lot of people are shorting the stock. We've seen a couple different short reports recently, and that causes the stock price to go down. However, if we get the USPS contract, or as we near the end of the year, if I'm correct, and we see some people getting back into the stock because the elections are done, especially if the pandemic cases go down a little bit, or even if they don't, but we get closer to the end of the year and people are expecting the USPS contract for Workhorse, I think people will start to see this as not a value stock at $16 a share, but a good deal, considering that we were almost double that. And we haven't had any bad news about the USPS contract, so they might be thinking, okay, I can ride it out for 2 weeks, see if we get the USPS contract, and then sell off if I need to. So I think a lot of people will try to get back in. That will cause the stock price to go up. That will cause the shorts to have to cover their positions, and then the stock price will shoot up right ahead of the end of the year. But I'm not a stock analyst, so do your own research with this. I could be wrong, but that is my feeling. That's my thought process right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if Workhorse is a stock that you're buying or selling, if you're excited that the stock price is going down, or if you're nervous. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for hitting the like button. I really appreciate that. Thank you for checking out those free stocks, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.